Good afternoon, my good people, my busted babies, and for all of you who are not yet my busted babies because you haven't subscribed, my faux noodles, my chicken and dumplings, my pepperoni pizza slices, you need to go ahead and subscribe so that you too can be a busted baby to me. I like when y'all busted for mama. Anyways, hi guys. I hope you all are enjoying this Friday, this day of Venus. Please go out, pamper yourselves today. Treat yourself to something nice if you can, even if it's just a glass of wine, a nice bath. Even you men, take yourselves a nice bath or something. You know, oil your beard. You know what I'm saying? Have you a little, you know, a little Hennessy, a little yak, a little whiskey. You know what I'm saying? Put something in the air. It's the day of Venus. Live a little. Enjoy yourselves today. I am getting ready to go on a girls trip with my cousin for her birthday. I actually tried to pussy pop my way out of this trip. Not because I don't want to hang out, but well, I don't know why, but she threatened my life if I didn't go and said that she'd be very, very, very sad. And so she was supposed to be here to pick me up so that we could hit the road at 2:30. She ain't here yet. I didn't expect her to be on time because I'm the only person in my life that I know besides my mama and my sisters. My mama, my sisters, myself, my mama's kids, we are on time people. I actually feel like if I'm not early, like if I'm not at least 10, 15 minutes early, then I'm late. So I am a very, very, very on time person. And when people tell me a time to be ready to go, I am usually ready to go. And then I get annoyed when they're not. So anyways, I thought while I wait, I will do a video since I don't know if I have time to do one this weekend while we're throwing them back and all that other good stuff. So this reading here today is going to be on, please forgive me if I don't say her name right, because I'm doing this because I saw, I think her name is Tamara Green. You either pronounce it Tamara, Tamara, Tamara. I'm going to say Tamara Green. You guys, if I'm supposed to say Tamara or Tamara, please, 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 somebody feel free to correct me. I know that her daughter did a TikTok talking about her mother's cold case and how the mayor of Detroit, Kwame Kilpatrick, the child's daughter, and a lot of other people in the rumor mill feel like Kwame Kilpatrick had something directly to do with the murder of this woman. You guys, I don't know if I have time to give you guys the full background, so please type in Tamara, Tamara Green, Detroit, and the story will pop up because it's current again since her daughter has went to TikTok to tell her mother's story and kind of brought it to new life. And so apparently, just to, you know, run through it a little bit, she was a very popular, very well-known stripper in Detroit at the time of her death. She was alleged to have been dancing at some secret but not so secret, it happened but didn't happen, freak off party at Kwame Kilpatrick's mansion. The story goes that his wife popped in on this party that she possibly didn't know about, saw Tamara dancing or whatever else on her husband. Allegedly, Tamara got beat up by Kwame Kilpatrick's wife. What is her name? Something Lita? Carlita Kilpatrick. And a few weeks later, she was dead. So there have been sayings that there was more to this party that she saw, she found out, that she knew, that caused her death, other than the fact that she got caught bumping and grinding on this man when she was just a hired stripper. I would imagine that unless the wife had something to do with it because she's jealously crazy, that a stripper dancing on your man at a party where there are allegedly a lot of other city officials from Detroit at that time that were there. So I'm just going to do a reading. Since her daughter believes that Kwame Kilpatrick killed her mother, that's where I'm going to go with this reading. So, Lord, water my hands. All right. All right. I should have brought my computer because I really, when I call her up, I don't want to mispronounce her name. Tamara. I'm going to have to call her Tamara. Tamara Green. Tamara Green. Tamara Green. Tamara Green. Tamara Green. Tamara Green from Detroit. You whose death is shrouded in the mystery of Kwame Kilpatrick. I'm calling you Tamara Green from Detroit. Tamara Green. Tamara Green. Tamara Green. Tamara Green. Tamara Green from Detroit. Tamara Green from Detroit. Tamara Green. Tamara Green. Tamara Green. Tamara Green. Tamara. Most High Mother and Father God, please allow me to see the soul of Tamara Green from wherever parts of the underworld that it resides. Please allow me to speak with her. Tamara, come to the sound of my voice. Tamara Green. Tamara Green. Any Tamara Green that has any relation with Kwame Kilpatrick. Tamara Green. Tamara Green. Tamara Green. Tamara Green, thank you for your presence. Thank you for your energy. Did Kwame Kilpatrick cause your death? Tamara Green, did Kwame Kilpatrick cause your death? What are the circumstances surrounding your passing? I'm asking because your daughter has brought this back to the public's attention. No one was ever charged with your death, so you never got the justice that you deserve. Tamara Green, talk to me about the circumstances surrounding your death and whether Kwame Kilpatrick is responsible in any way for your death. In any way. Well, cards just flew out of my hand. So the first thing I see here is a party. This is the first card I picked up. This was a party. I don't know if this not planning on going initially, not planning on doing it initially. Maybe because she wasn't getting paid, but she had a relationship with Kwame, allegedly. I don't think she was there to dance. I think that she was there to be with Kwame. I don't know if she was dancing for everyone else. She could have possibly been offered something to not speak about everyone who was there. I would like to leave the Three of Cups out and start with that, because that's the party that she was attending. So I have to say with the Three of Cups that there was a party, allegedly, and she was there, allegedly. Thank you, Tamara, for that. Thank you. Continue to speak, please. Continue to speak just as freely as you have been, just as loudly as you have been. Your voice will be heard here on my platform. All right, let's see the challenging. This is Kwame in reverse. He's in reverse because he was a very, very, very crooked man, allegedly. Nothing about his tenure and his position as governor or mayor of Detroit, or whatever his official title was legit or upright. If we have dirty cops, he was as dirty, 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 dirty as he comes. He was dirty, and he did a lot of dirty work for other people, which is why he was so protected at the time. It's like the city of Detroit hired a black con man to do their dirty work. And I'm talking about higher ups. So I don't get the impression that the voters' votes mattered in this. He was presented to the city of Detroit as a candidate, but he was always going to be in that position because they needed a black man to do some things for them. And in case anything got fudged up, they needed him to take the fall. And that's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he was. I don't even think he knew exactly why these people supported him the way he did, other than the fact that he felt like we're all doing shady business together. But no, Kwame, you were chosen, not elected. You were chosen. And you being caught up in scandal would have happened one way or the other, whether you caused it or not. Because of all the dirty stuff that you and higher ups were doing, at some point you were going to take the fall for something once they realized they didn't need you anymore. I would have to say that because this is crossing Tamara Green at this party, I would like to say that yes, Kwame Kilpatrick did have something to do with her death. She was a loose end, I feel. She was a loose end that needed to be tied up, because this party could not have happened officially. It couldn't take place officially. Even though it took place, it can't take place officially. And whatever went down there, if Tamara was one of the only people there that was not a part of the party and a part of this group of people, then she would be a loose end, because something at this party went left. I'm surprised I didn't get this in reverse. Recent past. Now, what did you see? What Tamara did you choose? It's like you had a choice. Because of seeing something that she wasn't supposed to see, being privy to something that she wasn't supposed to be privy to. So she had a choice. Something was on her mind, how to handle this matter. Methinks she was thinking about blackmail, to blackmail or to not, because this could go left because of who I'm dealing with. I get the feeling that even though she was concerned, at some point there was a little bit of confidence, not quite arrogance, confidence until time went on and she started realizing the lengths that it's just like, I don't know. I might be able to get away with blackmailing him. He might, just pay me off, or he might, try to take me out, but we'll see. And in their conversations and communications, she was saying things that alluded to testing the waters. Would he be open to paying me off? But then she found out, no, it wasn't going to go that way. And then she started getting nervous. Hangman is in her near future, and this would be her death. Because her death was unexpected to her. She may have been moving around like she was scared that he was going to do something. Maybe, just maybe, she felt like it was only a matter of time before they tried something on her. I don't know if she kind of was letting her guards down and thinking, maybe they won't. However, she absolutely had some information she was not supposed to have, and she was killed so that that information can go with her. Sacrificed, martyred, whatever you want to call it. Had she not had this enlightenment, this information, she would probably still be alive. Whatever she knew, it would impact the city of Detroit. It would upset the people of Detroit. Whatever she knew, it had to do with all the government officials, all the city officials of Detroit. And it would cause civil unrest in Detroit if they knew what their government officials exactly were up to. I get stealing from the people, stealing from the city. I hear charging, I don't know if it was something with taxes. The city of Detroit was, and its citizens were being treated as a cash cow to these officials. Whatever Tamara found out, whatever she knew, if it got out, it would upset the entire city of Detroit with their entire government, police force, city officials, whatever. So below, they were stealing money. Ironically, the things that Kwame ended up getting locked up for was the exact same thing that Tamara knew. So at the end of the day, he still ended up getting caught for it. However, he got caught for it. Everybody else that was in it with him did not. They used Kwame to tie up their loose ends, knowing that if something went wrong, if that death of Tamara came back, Kwame would be the one to take the fall, not them. This is why they needed him. This is why they needed him. If anybody was going to go down for stealing the city's money, it was just going to be Kwame, even though he didn't get the lion's share of it. You think they was going to let this black man be the one to get the lion's share of it? No. They used him. They used him. And then he's the one who was hung out to dry when it went left. They used him to take out Tamara, convincing him that it had to be done so that none of them. And maybe they were okay with her knowing about the shenanigans until his wife beat her up. And now she's a liability. Now Tamara's a liability. Because what if she retaliates on your wife by telling what she knows? This is why Kwame had to clean it up. Because his wife made them vulnerable. I don't know what's in my mouth, you guys. I'm sorry. His wife made them vulnerable when she came into that party and fucked shit up. And they were thinking, because she apparently beat up Tamara so bad, and Tamara did speak to an officer They said that she was seen at a gas station that night, and she called authorities because she had been assaulted. And she told the EMS that Carlita Kilpatrick, or Kwame Kilpatrick, did that to her. Now imagine that getting back to Kwame and the boys in blue, and them saying she's talking. And if she's upset because she's been battered and now she's bitter, we got to get rid of her before she spills the beans. She had been dealing with Kwame for some time. This wasn't her first encounter with them. They had a little relationship going on. So she was privy to his illegal affairs and some, you know, she knew a little thing or two about who was involved. Methinks they were afraid that she might retaliate on Kwame and his wife by spilling the beans. She knew that the city's money was being swapped around, moved around, exchanged hands. Things that were supposed to be allocated in one way were being juggled around. The books were being fudged up. The numbers were being fudged up. Some people were getting more of something. Some people were getting less. Some people were getting kickbacks and advantages and benefits of Kwame being in office. There was a lot of juggling of the city's money going on. We know that now, so whatever I'm saying is really not that much of a revelation. What I'm really doing is just confirming stories that allegedly Kwame Kilpatrick did have something to do with the death of Tamara Green, because she knew that he and other city officials, not the black kind, the kind that hold a little bit more weight, and the kind that still might be in positions of power in Detroit, still might be holding some of their seats. And if they're not, they were able to retire peacefully with a lot of the money that they stole. Kwame just couldn't, because he had to take the fall. Of course, that would be the reason why Kwame was even put in that position. An arrogant fool. They chose him because of his character flaws. They could exploit those if they needed to, if they ever got caught up, because they knew that they were doing some big stealing and money shifting. The only way that they could have gotten away with it is if they had Kwame in office. I'm talking about big time. If Detroit is bankrupt now, it's because of them. It's because of the Kwame era and the people with Kwame, his friends, his supporters, his other government and city official friends. External environment. Miss Green, you had to go so that you couldn't tell on everyone else that was involved and what they were doing. These were all city officials, all government, Detroit government officials, who could not risk being caught up in anything. Your hopes and fears, Tamara, was that you could get paid for what you knew. And methinks Kwame wasn't even the biggest fish. You had some tea on a bigger fish than Kwame. But you were hoping if you shook Kwame down, because you can't shake down the other men that were at this party. They're too high. You don't have that kind of in with them in the first place. Kwame was the only one that you had a real relationship with, and you knew that if you applied pressure to him in order to keep his other friends in the clear, you felt like he would pay you off. That was your hope. Your outcome, obviously, is that you were silenced. They got rid of you before you could tell. And whoever they said did that drive-by, whoever they said drove by shooting at the car, that's not who did it. The entire investigation was fudged up on purpose. There is someone currently who has a lot of information. Methinks they could be talking with an attorney to see what their options are for bringing information forward, because they have a little bit of guilt, or a lot of bit of guilt, about holding in all this information that they have concerning this lady's death and other things that they know. Someone could possibly be talking to their attorney now about who really shot that car up, because it was not the person who they tried to pretend like it was. They tried to pretend that that guy who she was in the car with, that drug dealer, that he was the intended target, and that it was one of his drug or street associates. That's not true. I absolutely feel like someone either is currently talking to an attorney now that her daughter is bringing this story back to light, or they could have talked to their attorney then, wanted to bring forward information. I don't know if their attorney advised them to get caught up in this or not, or if that information was brought up and somewhere and then it was hidden, wiped away. Let me look into the Three of Cups and then the card that I said is Kwame. Those are the only two cards that I'm interested in. Three of Cups is the party. Ace of Cups. Five of Wands. Nine of Cups. Reverse. I get that she... Okay, here's his wife. They had no idea that the wife was coming. I think that they had to pull her off of Tamara. I get the wife wanted to kill Tamara right then and there. I don't know how she got out of there, but they had to pull Carlita off of this woman. And Carlita was so enraged because we can get rid of her right here, right now. Right here, right now. The problem though is Tamara was a special guest there. She wasn't even the one of the ones that was dancing. Kwame wasn't going to have her dancing for his other cronies. That was his piece. She was his special guest there. And obviously she knew not to say anything about this party because it was so top secret. It was such a secret party. Which is why it's so important for them to say that this fight never happened, because the party never happened. The Emperor in reversed. The moment Tamara left that house, the plot began. Because I don't know if once she got away from his wife, I don't know how she got away from that house. I don't know if someone chased after her, but she was not supposed to be able to leave that house for some reason. Or she couldn't just sail away into the sunset with that that information. The tea about what happened at the party itself, him being beat up, her being beat up, her knowing what she knew. She just couldn't walk away now with all. She was being surveillanced. She was being watched. I am surprised that she got out of that house alive. But maybe, just maybe, somebody said, don't do it now, don't do it here in your home. Somebody absolutely told him, you can't do it here, you can't do it now in your home, because you wouldn't be able to get away with it. Something like that. Especially if someone else knows that this is where she was supposed to be. You get someone else to do it. A police officer. A police officer did it. A police officer did it for Kwame, allegedly. Knew where she was going to be at. Look at my authority. This is him. This is him going to where she was. She was being followed that night. He was just waiting for the right time. Waiting for his open. She was being followed that night. And this is a boy in blue. This is not another drug dealer, low-level person. It was to silence her. Of course. Both of them being shot in this tower to avoid, because what I'm saying is both of them did get shot. The guy that she was in the car with, he survived. He did survive. He did cooperate. However, I wonder if he had anything to do with it, or was he just innocent as well? I see them watching her that night, stalking, waiting for the right opportunity to actually do it. I don't know if where they were, there was a street light, or if it was dark. In my mind, some places on the street had lights. Where the car was, maybe was not that lit up. I get that he was waiting. The gunman was waiting on them to be in an area that was not well lit, in case, so that other people couldn't see and find out that a law enforcement agent was involved. Okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and wrap this up because I don't have much more to say. I just confirmed the rumors. Let me ask a question. Let me end this with a question. Tamara Green, will you ever get justice? Will you ever get true justice for your death? Will anyone who was directly responsible or even tied into your death be arrested? I'm not talking about a patsy. I'm not talking about someone that they tried to use to take the blame, like that man that's already in prison. It's easy to try to pin it on him. Will anyone who actually did this to you be arrested? Are they outside? I know they ain't come here and not tell me they was on the way. Oh, no. All right. I'm not sure. This is the Hierophant in reverse. It would cause, I think it would cause too many people, too many official people to go down as well. So I'm not sure if it will be allowed for her to get justice, because too many people were involved, too many city people behind the scenes. Even though we know, we suspect that this is the case, I don't believe that Tamara Green will ever get court justice. The justice card isn't here. And I think the reason for that is that the people who are responsible for handing out justice when there are injustices are directly involved, at least in the city of Detroit. It would open up a can of worms officially. It's one thing if it's rumor and conjecture, but officially it would open up a big old can of worms that the city of Detroit can't afford. Now here's the justice card, but it came out behind the Hierophant in reverse. So I'm not sure if one day she will or if she won't, because the people who are responsible for giving her justice fudged up all the evidence on purpose. So much evidence had been gotten rid of that can't be replaced. You can't go back to a crime scene from that long ago and reinvestigate and get all of that fresh evidence and information that was deliberately destroyed. It would almost be impossible to. No. I think that the best we'll get is us knowing what really happened. I don't know if the wife tried to run off with some of the money or hide some of the money or keep some of the money that they stole from their time in office, but I see her having to give something back, spend a lot. I don't know if she spent a lot of that money that they acquired illegally in legal fees and court stuff and stuff like that, but I wouldn't be surprised if his wife was actually the one who wanted to make sure. It's like the wife was the one who said, we have to do this because she could get away and tell on us. Part of that was her just being truthful about the situation and looking out for everybody, but the other part was get back. Me thinks the wife was the brains of that. And she too convinced Kwame. She was on the other side with the other guys like, Kwame, listen to your wife. She's talking sense. But she had her own reasons. It wasn't just, oh my God, I messed up and this girl could take us all down. It was that, but it was also, I'm going to teach this bitch a lesson. Because I got the power. I can make you go away. Don't you ever disrespect me. And that goes for the rest of y'all hoes in the city of Detroit. She was the one who came up with the idea, and everybody else went along with it. And her reasoning behind it was, she's going to tell on all of us for what we've been doing, because Kwame's dumbass, been pillow talking to this girl and made her privy to all of our business dealings. The wife said she has to go, and they listened. And with that being said, that's all I got. Unfortunately, I don't see her getting real justice, and that's because there's so much damage that have been done to evidence in her case on purpose. So it would almost be impossible for her to get justice. Even if someone came out and implicated the people involved, how are they going to prove it in a court of law when the court of law destroyed all of the evidence? Thank you, Tamara Green, for confirming what we all pretty much knew about the circumstances surrounding your death. I pray that you find peace one way or the other. And I pray that you get justice one way or the other. Ashe.